The brain of the person who is perceiving someone to be unpredictable will think of that person more. And eventually, if you do this long enough, they may end up falling in love with you. But what kind of unpredictability am I talking about? Hot and cold. One day you're hot, the next day you're cold. One day you're one week you're texting consistently, and the next week you're not. You send them you send them 5 text messages fast, and then the 6th one, it takes a whole day to respond. Well, the problem is that that's the behavior of somebody that just doesn't like you. The brain will not see that. And the brain will not let you entertain the fact that they don't like you because it hurts your self-esteem. So what the brain will do then, it'll try to find other reasons why this person is being unpredictable. And you'll end up falling in love with them because you're trying to understand them. The unpredictable aspect. That's one thing. Novelty and surprise. And the novelty is that you don't always behave the same. For example, one girl in particular, one day she would be very affectionate towards me, and then the next day she'll come to my place, but she wouldn't be physical. Not like sex, but like she wouldn't want to be touched for no apparent reason. And I'm like, what the fuck? That's weird. I'm cozy, motherfucker. What the hell's your problem, right? But it made me self-reflect, and it made me say, what the hell's going on? Why is she doing this? And this causes somebody, especially if you're maybe sad or maybe depressed or maybe have low self-esteem, this will make somebody fall in love with you. By the way, check out my new channel, Professor Alex. It's a channel that I created where I talk about spirituality, self-help, and topics like the ones you see here. It's completely different from the men's channel. So click on that right now, and there you'll be able to get 3 or 4 videos per week that you will never find on this channel. Okay, subscribe right now or else I'm closing it. Now, if you guys enjoy this type of content, I'm actually coming up with a course called The Feminine Woman. And this course is about how to embrace your feminine energy and how to blend your feminine energy with your masculine energy. Because the most attractive women, the most powerful women, have a mix of masculine and feminine. The weakest women, the women who get used up the most, a lot of the time, they have too much feminine energy. The women who are too strong and too powerful and they can't and too successful to the point that they can't keep a guy, they have too much masculine energy. And this course will teach you how to blend the two. And honestly, this is why I think women have an advantage over men when it comes to creativity and when it comes to thinking in a masculine and a feminine way. So if you guys are interested in something like that, you go click in the description down below and pre-order that course because it's not out yet. Pre-order right now at $69. It's gonna be around $99, so you guys can pre-order it at a much more affordable price by clicking on the description down below. And if you don't do that, I'm closing the channel. Okay, you know. The next thing is sense of control. So remember, unpredictability. And this is just something that you guys can do. You don't have to be evil with it. You don't have to go to hell by doing this. You could just be unpredictable by having a life. Sometimes you don't want to see the person, right? You like them, but you just don't want to see them. Maybe you've been around too many people that day and you want to be alone. You could tell them that. But a lot of the times when we like them, we don't want to tell them that because you know it hurts their feelings. And as you can see, whenever you cancel something, it hurts their feelings. Whenever you pull away, it hurts them. And the reason why is because they were expecting you to behave a certain way. And then you acted the opposite, and now they feel like they can't predict you, which means it also feels like they can't control you. They're trying to, because we as humans are always trying to put the pieces together. And when we feel like everything's coming together, but then you notice there's one piece that doesn't add up, it re-engages your emotions. And depending on your self-esteem level, you may fall in love with them. And this is why you have to be careful with people who are inconsistent. With people who you can't predict. When you can't predict someone, that's a red flag. You know? Let me put this right here. When you can't predict whether or not they're actually going to see you on the date that night, that's a red flag. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing. Next thing. Sense of control and then not having the control. Right? This goes down to also predictability, where you're consistently texting them, consistently there, and all of a sudden, you're busy. All of a sudden, this week I'm really heavy with work and I can't see you. They felt like get you to see them any moment in time. Hey, you respond. You call. You pick up soon. They ask you for a date for next week. You're always there. And now all of a sudden you're busy. The way the brain will interpret that is the fact that now I can't control you. And we all think that with every one of our partners, because we sort of do have some control over them. And there's nothing wrong with that because they gave it to us and we're being responsible with it. But there is a certain high that the control that our lovers give has. And that high, when we don't have it, makes us mad, makes us angry, makes us anxious. And showing people that they cannot control you, showing people that I do love you, but I am willing to walk away if you fuck with me, makes them nervous. And it engages their emotions to try to control you or tame you. The wild woman, the wild man, the man that can't commit, the woman that can't commit, people see that as a challenge because they can't control you. But the key is to give them some sense of control, so that they know that you have the ability to let somebody control you to some degree. Submission under condition, I love you and you are able to hurt me more than anybody, but also I'm able to deal with the pain and walk away from you if you're being toxic enough. You let them know that you have this intense love for them, but also that you're also willing to cut your nose to spite your face. People, their love for you will increase, and also their respect for you will increase. The next thing is true chemistry. This is the one that gets really toxic. When you feel strong chemistry with someone, your emotions are going to be engaged, and it's going to be really easy to fall in love with them, and vice versa. So chemistry is something that it's either there or it's not. You can't replicate chemistry. You cannot create chemistry out of nothing. That's just not. Okay? Unless you guys are the last humans on planet Earth, and we live in the planet of the apes, and me and you are the only Homo sapiens, okay, maybe we'll have chemistry. But it's very hard to create chemistry because it's really a biological thing that we have no control over. The next thing that creates this engagement of emotions is triangulation. This is toxic, people. People can deal with the fact that some people are taller than them, maybe funnier. But the one thing that people cannot stand is the fact that somebody is more attractive than somebody else. It's the fact that somebody has more appeal to the opposite sex. That is a truth that most people just cannot deal with, right? And so this triangulation is one of the most toxic forms of causing and engaging people's emotions, because it brings out the worst in people. But this is a weakness that every human has, especially if you have siblings. We all compete for the attention of our parents. Every human has the weakness of being vulnerable when somebody compares you to somebody else. Everyone is susceptible to that type of manipulation. Anytime you feel like you're competing for somebody's affection, you're gonna get more emotionally engaged in that moment because it's competition. Competition makes people engage more emotionally.